When the heat of an Arizona summer gives way to the cool, humming air of State Farm Stadium, something in the atmosphere changes. It's tangible, electric, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's the start of a new chapter. On Saturday, August 9th, less than 2 hours before kickoff, the tunnel leading to the Chiefs' locker room became a stage. Out strode Travis Kelce, a portrait of confidence and poise in black from head to toe, his sunglasses reflecting the flashing lights of cameras. If you were there, you'd swear the air shifted as he passed, not unlike the calm before a storm. Kelce wasn't alone. Behind him, Patrick Mahomes, the magician with the golden arm, followed. The pair exchanged a subtle nod, an unspoken pact between warriors about to enter battle. And as the tunnel swallowed them up, the anticipation inside the stadium reached a fever pitch. But what really happens behind closed doors, in that sacred space where preparation becomes ritual and nerves are sharpened into focus? Step inside the Chiefs' locker room and discover a world few get to see. That morning, the Chiefs touched down in Arizona. For most, a flight like any other, but for a team on the cusp of greatness, every moment matters. The bus ride from the hotel to State Farm Stadium was a moving mosaic of moods, bursts of laughter, headphones cocooning players in their personal soundtracks, and long, thoughtful stares out the window. Some ran plays through their minds, visualizing routes and reads, while others cracked jokes to burn off the tension. But then there was Kelce, both anchor and spark. He chatted with rookies, teasing out smiles, but his eyes often drifted beyond the glass, tracking invisible routes across the desert sky. Even coach Andy Reid, stoic and wise, kept a watchful gaze on his players. He built his team on trust and understanding, and he knew the importance of the hours before a game. Sometimes, the fate of the entire evening could be decided in the quiet moments before everything began. As the bus doors hissed open at the stadium, the familiar red and gold of Chiefs Kingdom greeted them. Fans, already buzzing with excitement, pressed against the barricades. Amid the sea of faces, a little boy with a handmade sign caught Kelce's attention. "Travis, you're my hero." The star tight end paused, smiled, and gave the sign a gentle tap, a silent promise that he would leave everything on the field. The locker room at State Farm Stadium is a blend of old-school tradition and modern focus. The scent of leather, mixed with the chill of the air conditioning, is a sensory jolt, a reminder that game time is near. Jerseys hang crisply, helmets glint under the fluorescent lights, and players begin their unique preparations. Some tape their wrists, a ritual as much about comfort as superstition. Others tie and retie their cleats, as if the perfect knot might be the difference between victory and defeat. Music drifts from open lockers, everything from hip-hop bass to the classic rock that's been the soundtrack of football for generations. Kelce's routine is part performance, part meditation. His bag, that moss green, woven leather masterpiece, is placed carefully on the bench. He shakes hands with teammates, exchanging inside jokes and last-minute encouragement. When Mahomes arrives, the two share a quick handshake, a glance that says more than words ever could. Years of playing together have built a shared language of trust and expectation. Minutes before warm-ups, Coach Reid enters. His presence commands instant attention. The room falls quiet as he surveys his team, his words measured but powerful. He doesn't need to yell. The Chiefs know what's at stake. Reid reminds them that football is more than a game. It's about legacy, about playing for each other, about making every snap count. He points to Kelce and Mahomes, not just stars, but examples of leadership and grit. Across the room, eyes burn with determination. Some players nod, others close their eyes, replaying their assignments in their minds. The speech is short, but its weight lingers after Reid leaves. The players return to their routines, but something has changed. The nerves have transformed into a collective focus. The locker room feels charged, almost vibrating with anticipation. Football is often described in terms of strategy and statistics, but inside the locker room, it is about brotherhood. Every player, from the biggest star to the newest rookie, feels the pressure and the privilege of wearing the Chiefs crest. They lean on each other in those moments of stress, sharing stories and superstitions. Kelce, for all his confidence on the field, is the glue that binds the team. He's quick with advice for the younger players and never lets the tension rise unchecked. Mahomes, ever the calm tactician, is the quiet counterbalance, his intensity burning just beneath the surface. Together, they set the tone, serious, but never too heavy. There's a palpable sense of unity. The Chiefs have been through wars together, comebacks, heartbreaks, triumphs, and near misses. These shared experiences have built a foundation of trust that no opponent can shake. It's the secret ingredient that turns a good team into a great one. As the clock ticks down, the noise from the stadium begins to seep into the locker room. The roar of the fans, the thump of the bass from the pregame show, it's all white noise compared to the focus inside these walls. Players begin to suit up. Pads are strapped on tight, jerseys pulled over shoulders, helmets adjusted until they fit just right. Some whisper prayers, others slap their chests or helmets, psyching themselves up for the first hit. Mahomes and Kelce gather the offense for a quick huddle, sharing a few last words. The message is simple: trust your training, trust each other, and play for the man beside you. The doors finally open. The Chiefs march out together, a single unit, each step echoing their shared purpose. The tunnel is bathed in the red glow of stadium lights, the crowd surging as their heroes appear. What happens in the locker room is more than preparation. It's the forge where champions are made. For Kelce, Mahomes, and every Chief in that room, the game is the culmination of countless hours of sweat, sacrifice, and belief. The moments before kickoff are sacred. They are where nerves become steel and hope becomes resolve. The story of the Kansas City Chiefs is not just about touchdowns and trophies. It's about the invisible bonds formed in the tunnels and locker rooms, about the quiet leadership that turns individuals into a family. It's about the little boy holding a sign, dreaming of one day walking through that tunnel himself. As the Chiefs take the field, the echoes of their locker room rituals follow them. Every handshake, every whispered word, every nod of understanding, it all becomes part of the game. And for the fans watching, every play is a glimpse into that hidden world, a reminder that behind the helmets are men driven by dreams, loyalty, and the unbreakable brotherhood of football. So when you see Travis Kelce stride out onto the grass, sunglasses gleaming, remember that you're not just witnessing a player, you're seeing the culmination of a journey that began long before the cameras rolled and the crowd roared. And as the game unfolds, you'll find yourself watching not just for the score, but for the heart and soul that make the Chiefs who they are. After all, in football, as in life, it's not just the moments under the lights that matter, but everything that leads up to them. The anticipation, the preparation, the unspoken promises between teammates. That's where legends are born. And on nights like these, in stadiums filled with hope and noise, you realize that the real magic begins long before the first whistle blows.